Do you and welcome everyone to my little corner of the internet. My name is Michael and I'm bitten by a radioactive doctor. As you might have guessed, today's topic is a tag video. It's Tic Tag Tuesday and we're talking about the Doctor Who tag today. This tag was originally created by Sabrina from Sabrina Handel and Sam from Novels and Nonsense. I leave their channels down below. And I was tagged by Lisa from Lisa's Book Adventures, so thank you for that. So, let's get started. The first question is, of course, the First Doctor, your favorite first book in a series. For me, that would be A Game of Thrones by George R. R. Martin, because at the time when I read this book, I was a bit in a reading slump for maybe 2 or 3 years. I didn't read as much as I did before. I was playing more games on the PC, and yeah, with A Game of Thrones, my love for reading was rekindled a bit and I started to pick up more books. So it was, in my reading journey through life, it was one of the most influencing books, and so I picked this one as a first. For the Second Doctor we have favorite sequel. I picked a book from the Malazan Book of the Fallen series by Stephen Erickson. I picked the 6th installment. It's the Bone Hunters. Can I show that without a reflection? Yes, I can. And yeah, this one is an amazing book. It has some great battle scenes like the Siege of Igatan. It has some fan-favorite characters returning like Ikarium and Mappo. Ikar Proust is in it. Apsala, one of my favorite female assassin type characters. Kalem and Quick Bang are in it. There are so many great characters. There are some new additions as well, like the hilarious Terrorist and Curdle. Some Tisty Andy ghosts. So yeah, this book is really great. It has a bit of the mythology between humans and gods in it. If you look very closely, you might get this only on a reread, but yeah, it's a very interesting book. For the Third Doctor we have my favorite trilogy, and for me that would be the Dragonlance Chronicles. This is the collector's edition. It has all 3 novels inside. I'm very proud. I think that's one of the coolest books I own. And for me, the Dragonlance trilogy was the first trilogy that introduced me to fantasy. I read this before I read The Lord of the Rings. And yeah, for me this will be my ultimate all-time gateway into fantasy, and I've reread it I think 3 or 4 times by now, and yeah, it's just a great introduction into fantasy. And if you haven't read it and are looking for something that's more classic than the modern grimdark novels, look into this. It's good. For the Fourth Doctor we have a book with a colorful cover. I choose Mort from the Discworld series by Terry Pratchett. I think those comic-y covers that Terry Pratchett books used in the past are very fun. There's a lot of details on them, a lot of funny things to find, and yeah, I just like the covers a lot, and so I choose Mort. For the Fifth Doctor we have a book featuring sports. That's not that easy for someone who reads almost exclusively science fiction and fantasy, but I read one contemporary novel in the last decade, and that was Fever Pitch by Nick Hornby, which is sort of autobiographical for him, and he is a huge Arsenal London fan, and I'm a huge Arsenal London fan as well, which is a football team for those of you who might not know this. And so the book is actually, telling his life story, always mapped out on match days. So he always talks about important matches that he went and saw at the Highbury Stadium, or when we were in the cup final in the Wembley Stadium, and it's very funny. It's also very informative because he makes a lot of interesting connections between football and life or society, and these are very well thought of, and this is what makes the book also fun for people who might not be that much into football, because yeah, it's very humorous and it has a lot of social commentary in it. For the Sixth Doctor, the objective is to pick a book with a dark and powerful villain. I didn't want to go with either the Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, because I think a lot of people will take one of those two, so I take The Final Empire by Brandon Sanderson. It has the Lord Ruler or as an antagonist and as a villain, and I found it like more engaging or more interesting maybe than someone like Sauron, who is more like an entity on the back, and the Lord Ruler was a bit more involved, and I really liked the depiction of that kind of villain. So I choose The Final Empire. For the Seventh Doctor, the objective is to pick a favorite adult or dark book. I picked The Forge of Darkness by Stephen Erickson. It's the first in the Carcanos trilogy, which is a spin-off prequel of his Mothers and Book of the Fallen series. It focuses on the Tisti Andii around Mother Dark and Anomander Rake, the Son of Darkness, and his brothers. It also has some insight into how the old gods came to be. So yeah, it is a very interesting series, and the book has some really disturbing scenes. This is why I picked it for a dark book, and I read it over a year ago, and there are, I think, 3 scenes at least in it that still make my skin crawl, because they are very disturbing. For the Eighth Doctor, I have to choose my favorite romance novel or romantic novel. I choose Soulless by Gail Carriger. It's a steampunk novel featuring a strong female character with Alexia Tarabotti, and of course there is a bit of love and romance and maybe 1 or 2 explicit scenes in it. So yeah, that was but the romance part never really dominates the story, I think, and that was a really good decision, and this is the kind of romance novel I can stand, I think. For the Ninth Doctor, the objective is to pick a book that made you pick up a genre or series again. I choose Old Man's War by John Scalzi, because I had read, or I did read, a lot of fantasy in the past or in my whole life, and a friend recommended this, and it's a science fiction novel, and after reading it I tried or decided to read more science fiction, and so yeah, that made me pick up the genre again. For the 10th Doctor, the objective is to pick my favorite super hyped book. I'm not sure if the book is super hyped in the booktubing community yet, but it surely is super hyped among fantasy readers. It's Anthony Ryan's Bloodsong. Bloodsong is a book that has, I think, more than 16,000 ratings on Goodreads and has an average rating of 4.56. I did a large review video of it, and it's maybe the book with the best pacing, one of the best coming of age stories I've read so far, and it's highly recommended. For the 11th Doctor, the objective is to pick your favorite childhood or middle grade book. I'm not showing a book for this because I don't have the book with me right now, but I own it. But I show you something that is very dear to me, and you might laugh at it because I'm 37 years old and still have something as childish as it is. but it's very beloved by me, and I usually use it to rest my left arm on it when working at my PC. And it's my Winnie the Pooh cushion or pillow, show the back side. And Winnie the Pooh is my favorite childhood all-time character. I think I really love how all the characters have some certain traits, like Winnie being actually very lazy, like I am. Piglet is often very frightened, like I am. Ia is sometimes very depressed, like I am. Tigger is sometimes, overactive and totally crazy, like I am. So yeah, there are a lot of characters that still represent a lot of feelings and emotions that are part of my life, and I think Winnie the Pooh is a lovely book to read for children and get in touch with their emotions through the different characters, and it's just hilarious fun. It's honestly, I can sit down today and watch one of those movies or read one of those books still, and I am highly entertained because it's so funny. And for the last Doctor, the 12th Doctor, we have the most anticipated new release. And once again, I'm going for Stephen Erickson and take The Fall of Light, which is the second book of the Carcanos trilogy, and it will come out in March of 2015 if nothing goes wrong. Yeah, that's why I don't have a picture up there, because it doesn't have a cover yet. But I'm really looking forward to it. The first book in the series was amazing, and I just want to know what's coming up. And of course, in the end, I'm going to tag some people to do the Doctor Who tag. As always, if you watch this and want to do the Doctor Who tag, feel tagged. But I'm also going to tag some people specifically. I'm going to tag Sana from Inkbones Books. I'm going to tag Sabrina from Sabrina Everywhere. I'm going to tag Nicole from Nicole's Adventures in SFF. I'm going to tag Lindsay from Lindsay Ray. And I'm going to tag Jenny from Jellify. That's it from me today. I hope you liked this little trip inside the TARDIS. If you did, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel if you want to see more of me. Look into the comment box for the segment on the horizon to see what's up or what's coming up on my channel. I wish you a good day and hope you get bitten by a really good book too. Bye!